Chairman, under Commissioners' matters, I'll defer to Commissioner Buckridge for his census update.
I really don't have anything to update. If Christy was here, she would have reminded me to bring the other certificates that we hadn't given out. I don't have them, so I just say that keep answering those census workers if they call you. Please respond. It is vitally important to our county.
I have a question. You made a comment that each citizen that does this report, we get how much from the government?
If my memory serves, I want to say 1,600 and change. The ACCG put out a number of 1,700 even. Based on my calculations of the numbers that I'd read, it was 1,650 plus.
Is this for a 10-year period or is it every year?
I think it's a 10-year period.
Another $1,600 one time for 10.
It's every year.
Theoretically. You know, that's all going to be contingent upon how good your congressman or your senators are at bringing home the bacon.
Again, thank Commissioner Buckridge and the Census Committee for being #1 in the state of Georgia. With that said, go. Okay.
Item 11B is consideration to purchase a used van for the County Extension Service 4-H program. Under Commissioners' matters in your book, there is a retail buyer's order, and I'll defer to Chairman on this one.
Let's see. Okay. I was concerned when Mr. Collins came before the Budget Committee, telling us that you'd have to transport children, teenagers, to Dahlonega in a 17-year-old van with 193,000 miles. And trying to balance the budget, Commissioner Withers and myself took the $30,000 expenditure out of the budget. But realizing after we met with Mr. Collins that it was kind of a safety issue with us, I kind of searched around the city and happened to stumble on a 2007 van, 12-passenger van with 27,000 miles. And in the essence of safety for these teenagers or children, we asked them to give us a price, and they gave us a price of $16,890, which I thought was a tremendous buy, and I feel satisfied and gratified that the board will consider this and approve it because of the safety of these people. I think in turn they can put the used van on GovDub, and I mean, as long as they can crack it, I believe they can get probably $1,500, $2,000 for it, so we probably will wind up with relatively a new van with 27,000 miles for maybe $15,000. With that being said, I need a motion from the board.
I'd like to make a motion to purchase this van.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. And now, the public forum. We have two speakers tonight. The first one would be Mr. Tim Nelson.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thanks for having me.
Good evening, Mr. Nelson. How you doing?
Wonderful. The only thing I'd like to talk about tonight is I had some issues this week trying to find out about some public hearings and public notices. And I know you guys met your legal requirements for posting them, but in the future, it'd be great if you could put some plain language in the public notices in the newspapers, because the sign ordinance was posted as a case number. There's nothing saying it's a sign ordinance, so how do you expect the citizens to come out and discuss a sign ordinance when they don't even know what the case number is? Just something to consider in the future. It'd be great to put a little bit of plain language in the public notice above and beyond what's required by law.
We appreciate it, Mr. Nelson. Next speaker will be Mr. Ralph Jackson.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, Ralph. How you doing?
Great. I want to ask you a few questions, just come as a concerned citizen. I hear the rumor that economic development wants to move out of Leesburg to a location on 19. And I just want to ask, is there any truth to that rumor?
Well, I think at this present time that the chamber is seeking or looking at other locations. I don't think any decision has been made as to move from Leesburg or to even proceed further with the location. And if I had any better information, Ralph, I'd give it to you. They are looking at locations for a future chamber office. I know that to be a fact. When it might transpire, I can't.
Okay. Well, so you don't have any idea when this may
I have no
transpire?
idea. My suggestion would probably talk to Mr. Chamber Director, Mr. Archer.
Well, just something to consider, about possibly keeping the economic development chamber in Leesburg. And I thought the chamber, at one point had signed a letter of intent to go in the train depot when it was renovated. And, we've got empty buildings here in Leesburg that could be renovated for less money than what the rumor mill, that's going around says it would cost to do for them to move. Leesburg is part of Lee County, and the city of Leesburg could use a little economic stimulus just like everybody else. It just seems like to me it would make more sense to keep everything government related, more centrally located. I want to touch on something. I know it's going to be kind of generalized with it, because what I've heard from several people is I didn't personally hear it myself, but it is something to be concerned about. I understand there's a certain department head here in the county who doesn't think that citizen opinion matters. My name was thrown out as one with several other names, and that right there doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is if what was I'm fixing to say was really said. Allegedly, it was said that this department head said it didn't matter what a certain commissioner thought or how that commissioner voted. I know that at least two of you are aware of the conversation that took place. What bothers me about this is if this person's, what bothers me and should bother you even more as a commissioner is if this is this person's opinion and attitude towards one commissioner, then what does he say about the rest of them in private? It doesn't sound like to me that Lee County is this individual's number one priority. I wouldn't want somebody working for me that I couldn't trust. Just something to think about. I know at least two of you are aware of the conversation that took place, and it just doesn't say much for this individual in the position that this person's in. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. With that,
Can I say one brief thing before we adjourn?
Mr. Muggs, you have the floor.
I'd just like to point out, I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again, that the public forum is for every citizen that chooses to stand up and make his opinions known, but it's not a cross-examination of the Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
With that, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? Unanimous.